Hi beautiful people, welcome to Kate's Space. I'm Kate from Pixie Designs and I'm coming to you from a very chilly and dull grey day in Hawke's Bay, New Zealand. Thanks so much for joining me and welcome if you're new. I wanted to show you just how I made these little tags. I showed them on Instagram. They're very simple, but I wanted to make some more, so I figured why not just pop the camera on. Those of you who know me know I've got a soft spot for this really lovely bluey green, I guess duckhead blue or whatever colour, and so I've used that to layer these. And I've actually used some old Project Life cards that I've got a whole stack of. I have been coffee dyeing them, but see, this one isn't coffee dyed. It's still a beautiful cream colour, and this one is coffee dyed. But I thought I'd make some with you guys because I printed out the pictures and seemed like a good idea, so let's do it. Now I love using these old, I guess, record covers. I love the brown paper, so each of these photos has been edged sort of round the edge very sort of roughly with some brown paper. So that's what I'll do first. I'll just almost want to glue it on and then just seeing if there's a better place for this to go. But no, I think I'll just glue it on here. How is everybody? I hope you're all well. We're well, trucking along, hibernating a little bit because it's so cold. Though if it's not raining and it's not windy, I try and get out on my bike. So I went for a bike ride yesterday, not a really long one, and then I felt bad because poor old Jet, my dog, hadn't been for a walk, and I knew it was going to rain later in the day. So I then got off my bike and took Jet for a walk, and not a very long walk because I got so cold. I think because I'd been sweating on my bike, and then of course it got windy and the rain started looking like it was coming, so yeah, I got out of there quickly. So I've got the brown paper. I haven't inked this one. I've obviously just sanded around the edge to give that white edge, which is fine. How sweet is that? Actually reminds me of my little granddaughter Lucia, and when Ella was here she also said, oh, that could be Lucia because of the curls. And then I kind of used some of this greeny paper, and actually I really like this one on here, so I'm going to use this. I've only got one piece left of it, so this will be off some music thing, I think. And I'll just take this bottom bit off. I just want it to be rough and ready. I have a whole lot of junk journal supplies that I'd like to share with you. I have been given a few packages, some gifts, some happy mail, and also I've purchased some things, so it might end up being quite a large haul video, but I might split it into two so it's not too long. They're not everybody's cup of tea, but sometimes if you watch them it gives you an idea of what you could use. Right, now the other thing is I like kind of the words down the side of these here. That was a bit of scrapbooking paper and that was a bit of music. So the one I wanted to use for this was, so I looked a few to see what I had. This one here, soon as I careless strayed, I thought that looked nice. Well, I like it. So I'm going to tear it there. She looks like she's wandering off, doesn't she, into the fields. So I've got that. Now I mustn't get my knickers in a twist about trying to make them exactly the same. But I did want them to be sort of like a journaling spot. So I've then cut that down. I'm just wondering if I want the whole thing there or whether I want to cut it off. Okay, so I'll cut it off there. I'm going to fold it there on that line. And actually I could keep it like that, couldn't I? Because then I could have the option of making it a flip, maybe. Yeah. So I might actually just, because that's kind of incomplete, I think it's printed that way, I'm just going to take this edge off. Ooh. That's okay if it's a bit wonky too, because that's the nature of the look of this. I like that ragged edge up there. I'm just deciding whether I want the music. I think I will keep all the music. And then I'm going to take that off about there. Ooh. Okay, that's a real tatty. I quite like that. Okay, so that's, I like that. I mean, it's, yeah, they're not exactly the same, but I'm just having a look there. Yeah, okay. Let's glue it down. I'm not really a big mass maker. I find if I make a whole lot of stuff, I have it sitting there. But these are really lovely, and I will use them to go into maybe, oh, I've glued to the mat. I'll probably use them to go in journals, or if not, to send with packages or a card. Yeah, thank you cards or something to go in a purchase. Oh, wow, we're just, oh, it's all happening here. There we go. Now let's just fix up this glue paper so it doesn't actually stick to my desk, because the whole point is not to get glue on your desk. All right, so let's glue this layer down. So yeah, they are bulky, but that's okay. I don't mind that. Don't mind a bit of bulk, because I love the layers of different things. And you know, I love that all of these papers that I've used here are vintage or antique. I love that, except, I mean, obviously, except for the digital photo, which is obviously very modern, even though it looks old because it's AI. But there's some AI things I really love. Not a lot, but a few. And these photos I love. Some of the AI photos I find the faces a bit creepy. Okay. Yeah. I like it. And then I'm going to glue this down. Let's just glue it down, Kate. Glue it down. And then we'll make another one. This is not going to be a long video, hopefully. I say that. 100 minutes later, I think it's still going. Right. Because I think I will put the little holes in the ribbon. So I've left that on for now. And then I'll decide. And nothing's really straight, but yeah, I'll go through and sort of just crinkle up all these bits that I want crinkled up, just to create the texture. And then it doesn't matter that, you know, it's not really straight. It's not meant to be precise. And then on the back you've got somewhere to write, but we could put it on a page like that. Oh, it could be a cute little tuck spot. But I'm going to leave that on there. Just leaves me options open, doesn't it? Right, let's pop that there. Let's do another one. Which one? I have this very old music stuff. A Song of Rare Beauty I wanted to use for one of these. I think this one. So it's going to go on that side. Yes. Okay, brown paper first. I might ink this one. And I might use my VersaFine gold ink. And I need to go and get some more because this is dried up. My inks seem to dry up so quickly. Well, mind you, actually, in saying that, I've had this for a long time, but I find my Tim Holtz inks really dry up quite quickly. They don't stay juicy for long, but I don't know if that's just me or anyway. I have got a refresher and I've got a re-inker, but I don't think it really doesn't seem to make a load of difference. Right, but that's okay. They are things that we use a lot of, so I guess it's not overly surprising if they dry out. Right, I'm going to, I'll do what I did last time and glue that on to the paper and then tear around it. We had a lovely time with Ella here, which, you know, it's a while ago now, but it was really fun. I had a total, pretty much a week of not coming down here. We came down here once to make birthday cards for Ella's mum, my daughter, obviously, because it was her birthday while Ella was here. And that's pretty much all we did. We did some colouring in. I'd bought some pens and things from Temu and we did some colouring in, which was fun. I enjoyed that. Played games. We went to the rifle range and David taught Ella how to shoot a gun. I had a go. We played lots of card games. Our favourite family card game, like from my children's childhood, is 5 Crowns. And I still have the pack of cards that they played when they were children. So, yeah. It's old. It's an oldie. Right, I'm going to use this green behind here because I really like it. But we should turn it this way, shouldn't we? So we don't waste so much. This is paper from exam papers from the 40s or 50s, I think. Maybe I need a little bit less of that. I'm going to just take a snippet off. I know it's not straight again. That's okay. Okay, so then we've got that, and then the words that I wanted here. Is that right? Yep. And then we need the card to sort of get an idea. So this one's, okay. Yep, I want that to be the same height as that. Okay, so I'm just going to fold it there. Yeah, this is really old, 1926. And I have used it, I use it in a writing board because it's not really much good for anything else. The old music covers really do fall apart. I guess they've been well used in their lifetime, and then, you know, they're also old. Okay, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to fold this one there. Oops. So that's that. Right, let's glue this one. Press down there, then glue it onto here. I mean, I'll turn that up, but that's just gonna flake off. That's how fragile it is, but that's okay. And then pop it onto here. Wonder if I should just take this off here. Yeah, and then we'll glue the whole thing down. Here's the top. Just make sure I haven't got glue on my fingers, because I tend to be a shocker for putting glue on things. There we go, that's kind of oh, see? I mean, where did that even come from, that piece of glue there? I don't know. So these are printed onto a matte, Epsom matte photo paper. It's beautiful paper. It's not cheap, but yeah, so I use it sparingly, but I do use it when I want something to be extra special. Oh, yep, I like that one. Okay, what are we doing? 20 minutes. I'm going to make one more, and then we should finish them. That would be good, wouldn't it? Right, what have I got as far as words go? I've got the Vintages Evening Song, which really appealed to me. May Song. And then I think I had some words here. The beauty of the world God made so fair. For some the calm, the sweet and peaceful. So that's quite nice. Oh, I thought that's the one I wanted to do. Yeah. Let's do that one. Because I think I've got a piece of brown paper that's going to work, so I don't have to. Yep. Okay, let's glue this down. I don't want to glue on that beautiful music paper. You know, it's that whole dilemma of covering things up. I want to see that, I want to see this, you know, but in the end you just have to cover things up because you can't have everything. Okay, let's glue that on. So if you have scrapbooking paper, which is what this is just that strip from the bottom of a scrapbooking 12 by 12 scrapbooking pad. Sometimes they have some real cheesy what do you call them, sentiments on them, and sometimes they have some, well, I quite like that one. That was pretty straightforward. Not too cheesy. It just says today, and then you can't really read the rest of the stuff. So there's that. Or you could make your own with some stamping or typing or stuff like that. I mean, you don't even need the words. It could just be another decorative paper. Another one I've made, which I am still working on because everything takes me so long, but I quite like this one here. Oh, so I've used one of my library cards which says a narrative of events, and I want to keep that. So I've used that as the base for this one, and then I've got an index card which I've embossed and popped that on there. But that's super bulky, and I haven't really finished thinking about how I want that to be. I feel like it needs something else. But yeah, I like that too. Anyway, I'm going to put that on there. Just a bit of glue down the side like that to keep it in place before we glue it onto the card. And then that's going on one of these. Like that. So again, I'm just going to turn over that much. These ones are a bit wider than that first one I made. Okay, let's glue this. I might include one of these or a set of these or something, and I'm doing a giveaway coming up on the New Zealand Facebook group, the Junk Journal Collective, which is a New Zealand, just a Facebook group I started for junk journalists and paper crafters to connect in New Zealand. That's really the main purpose of it, and to share and help encourage people to craft and to show people's work that they've made. Yeah, so anyway, I'm doing a giveaway because it's been a year. I can't believe it's been a year. It's incredible. I'm doing a giveaway because it's been a year, and also we've got 300 members, which I really didn't think there would be that many members. But of those, you know, very small, pretty small percentage are active. But we've got a really cool little core group of active people on it, and people have made friendships and connected and met in real life, and it's, yeah, that was what I really wanted for it. So for me, it's been quite a thrill that that's happened. Okay, so we've got these three, and I've done little stitches on these, and I would like to do that, and I'm now going to probably spend too long thinking about a colour. So I think I'm going to go for this sort of goldy colour. It's quite neutral. I think I'll do this one. So yeah, I'm just going to poke a hole and start. So poke a hole and then come back up through, so my knot's at the back. And I'm not going to be too, do I want to go that way? Yep. I'm going to make these a bit bigger than the other ones. Oops. Getting through all the layers is not easy. And I'm going to try really hard not to stab myself, because then there's blood and everything has to stop. And okay, yep, that's nice, I think. I think it's nice. Just adds a different, another, well not a different, but another texture element. That's not paper. Oh. Yeah, I like that. So let's go up to there. So there you go, I'm just going to do the 3 and then tie it off underneath, just there. So hook it under that one and then tie a knot. And of course, do you know what I've forgotten? I would have done these before I stuck them down. So now I've got this on the back. Oh well. That did not go as planned, did it? It doesn't matter. I will stick something on the back. Oh, that's a shame. I should have thought of that. I steamed on ahead gluing everything down and forgot that the stitching. That's okay. So let's just put the holes at the top and then we've finished one. So let's do that. One there. One there. Well, there you go. I don't have any more crinkled coffee dyed seam binding, so I'm just going to use this kind of grungy looking piece of wool sari silk ribbon. See what that looks like. And then we shall call that a day. Ooh, maybe that's going to be too gnarly to go through. Don't want to tear it. Tie a little bow. Can always be removed and swapped out for something else if I find something else that I like better. Yeah, I don't love that, so I probably will use something else, but I'll just leave it like that for now, for the sake of ending here. So yeah, don't forget to do your stitching before you glue them down. I'm wondering if I can do that, if I can lift it. I don't really want to try and lift them. I'm disappointed in myself for that, but that's okay. We will work something out. So now I have 5 of these, so I might make some more. I want to actually use all of these up, because otherwise they just lie around. So that is my plan, to use all of these pictures in the same kind of way. Look at that one. They're super cute and pretty. So there we go. There's a little project. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today and visiting, so I could have someone to chat to while I craft. I really appreciate it. I hope you're all well. I hope you're crafting, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye.